So if the k of x, negative 7x, so it's a linear function, right? So I plug in the 0, right? Negative 7, substitute the 0, plus 1, that's 0, plus 1. So k of 0 is equal to 1, right? Here it says sometimes there will be multiple x's in an equation. When this occurs, simply replace both values of x. And this is where it's legit. I will have students ask me like, well, where do I put the negative 3? And it's like, you would put them in both positions. Whenever you see an x, that's where you plug it in. So negative 3 squared minus 3, negative 3 plus 5, right? And then here, let me do it on scratch paper. Watch your signs. Okay, negative 3 squared is 9, if positive 9. If you're using a calculator, you should know this from last year, but if I use negative 3 and I square it, if I don't put parentheses, you guys have to use parentheses. I get a negative 9, that's incorrect. You need to group correctly. And so there's my positive 9. Okay. And then what's negative 3 times negative 3? A positive 9. And then plus 5. 18 plus 5 is 23, right? But you could have even loaded it all in one shot. So you could have negative 3 squared minus 3, negative 3 plus 5. And as long as you trust your skill on the calculator, you can just type it in, hit equal, and there's your 23. So with you taking partner quizzes, this is where hopefully you and your partner differ in preference. It's really good if you have somebody that does things differently than you, because then if you come up with the same answer, then that's like confirmation you did it correctly. Even if you were to do it the same way, try and treat the quizzes as do the problem on your own. Okay, compare, what did you get? And then look and see, because you know, most of the time when you guys come to the end of the semester, say you have like, you know, a 93%, or say you had like an 83%, or you had an 87%, or whatever. Most of the times, if you guys just took care of little minor errors, you would be bumped up a entirely new letter grade. I mean, just human errors. You're going to see me teaching you guys, and I'm going to mess up, and that's for you guys to like, oh, Miss Kenny, you forgot the little negative 9. And even though I'm typing, I'm kind of aware of the screen, and then I'm typing and I'm talking, and then all of a sudden maybe I forget that little negative. I meant to, but I didn't type it. So you guys just have to like keep track of that. Because I try and look up to make sure, but I know what I'm doing in my head, but sometimes it doesn't get written correctly. Okay. So hold on. H of negative 3 is 23. And same here. 5 squared minus 3, 5 plus 5. So that's 25 minus 15. 10? 10, 15? Right. Oops, I keep wanting to write 8. Yeah, and just what I'm doing right now, I'll never dock you. If it's H of 5 and you like if you just see right here, I'm trying to write F of 5, I won't ever dock you for that. If, say, the variable is like a letter A or a P or an N, and you keep going back to X, like your answer is X equal 2 and the 2 is correct, I won't dock you. I know sometimes our brain takes over and we go back to Y's and F's. It's just kind of used to it that way. Okay, I'll kind of stop it here. Here, as far as the table, you're putting it in. So this is your input substitution, and this is your output. So like if I was to substitute the negative 2 here, I'll just write it right here. So if I plug in the negative 2, 5, negative 2 minus 3, that's negative 10 minus 3, negative 13. The output, it's just the table is horizontal, and it's like your input output are kind of switched a little. So once you substitute into that function, whatever the value is, put it right below it. That's your output. and then after we'll plot the points and we'll connect them, and they'll tell us like what type of function is this like. I'm assuming linear, quadratic, I'm figuring horizontal. I don't think it's going to be horizontal. It'll be linear, but okay. Shut it off. Yeah, you're okay. Okay. Because it's just recording, so let me just